It's crazy to think that for a period of time in our lives, Asta and I used to be at University of the Philippines Diliman almost every single day as students. In this video, Asta and I make our way home to UP Diliman with Mariah in tow. What's up, Beach Listers? This is Hannah from Philippine Beach List. For more than a decade, our team, together with our partners at The Poor Traveler, have been exploring the Philippines to list out the best that the country has to offer. Breathtaking sights, brag-worthy bites, and of course, beautiful beaches. But for today's video, let me be your Metro Manila travel guide. Meet Manila, a complex urban jungle that thrives on the fast-paced lives of its residents. Often misunderstood because of the chaos associated with its streets, Manila can be a bit hard to navigate. But whether you're a first-timer or a local yearning to rediscover the metro, we want you to meet the Manila that we know and love. In this video, we welcome you to the University of the Philippines Diliman, where history, academics, and a whole lot of walking come together. When I was studying here, I could easily do 12,000 steps a day just going from one class to another. It's just that big of a campus, and if you're new to UPD, it can get quite intimidating to navigate, but more about that later. Before we begin, please subscribe to this channel, hit the bell icon beside it, and select all so you won't miss any of our informative travel videos. If you're watching this on Facebook, support us by following this page and sharing this video. And if you want to score discounts on hotels, resorts, tours, and other activities on Klook, use our promo code PHBeachKlook to score up to 300 pesos off. You can find this code in the description of this video or pinned comment for easier reference in the future. You can also redeem your 300 peso discount voucher right now. Just visit www.philippinebeaches.org/300discount. That's philippinebeaches.org/300discount to save the voucher to your account. Using these promo codes also helps us maintain this channel because we get credited for every booking at no additional cost to you. In fact, you even get great discounts, which is a win-win. UP Diliman will always be precious to me and Asta as alumni, and we're so excited to share more about this beautiful campus with you, especially since we know exactly how intimidating it feels to be exploring this campus as wide-eyed freshies and eventually falling in love with it by the time senior year came. Now, Iskolar ng Bayan, let's start this adventure. I mean, if we're talking about UP Diliman icons, the UP Ikot has to be on the list. The UP community is known to have a wildly different understanding of what walking distance means, so these yellow jeepneys will be your lifesaver if you'd like to tour the campus. You can hop on or hop off based on your itinerary, but note that you'll have to pay the minimum fare, which right now is at 13 pesos upon every ride. These jeepneys are called Ikot, which means to go around in Filipino. This is because the route of the Ikot jeep exclusively goes around the UP Diliman campus. You'll find that other jeepneys go in the university and go out onto other parts of Quezon City. But the Ikot will always just move within the campus. You'll know it's an Ikot jeep because of its iconic yellow roof. A word of warning to any first-timers, the Ikot jeep will go outside the UP gate. I know it's a bit counterintuitive to what I just said, but hear me out. This is because going outside of the gate near the Centennial Residence Hall and entering the gate near the National Institute of Geological Sciences is one of the easiest ways to navigate this side of the campus. Just don't panic and trust your Ikot driver. Like I said, walking distance means something completely different to the UP community. The academic oval is 2.2 kilometers around, and many will use it as a form of measurement when getting around the campus. 2.2 kilometers is definitely no short distance, but it's easier to gaslight yourself into thinking it's not that far when you go building by building. And honestly, when you're a student moving from one class to another without a car and out of the way of the UP Ikot, it's not like you have a choice. But with this self-guided tour around UP Diliman, you may just find the steps fading away as you have fun listening to the voiceovers. Balikyapak, a UP Diliman walking tour initiated by the Asian Institute of Tourism, is a new way to appreciate the history and culture of UP Diliman. It features 6 pioneer buildings within the campus: Quezon Hall, Gonzalez Hall, Melchor Hall, Palma Hall, Benitez Hall, and Malcolm Hall. Around these buildings, you will find QR codes with written information on the structures or voice-over audio guides. You'll enjoy the tidbits of information you'll get from these guides, and most of the information on these first 6 stops were actually gathered from the tour as well. Our first stop is Quezon Hall, the iconic administration building named after former President Manuel L. Quezon. This is where the magic happens, or at least where the paperwork does. Beyond the modern architecture of Quezon Hall, it is the oblation that gives this area significance because it sits right in front of it. Designed by national artist Guillermo Tolentino, the statue represents selfless dedication, a value that the university hopes its students will carry with them even beyond their stay. But more than what the statue symbolizes, it's the graduation lore that follows the oblation everywhere. Even the most unsuperstitious of UP students wouldn't dare to take a picture with the oblation before their graduation for fear of delaying it or not getting that diploma at all. Asta actually took her first picture with oblation or Oble years after graduation. As for myself, I didn't dare come near Oble until I was well into my 4th year of college. If you're not a UP student, please feel free to take a picture with Oble. The statue faces west, so the area gets beautiful lighting during sunrise and sunset. Next on the list is Gonzalez Hall, otherwise known as the UP Main Library. You'll most likely hear students call it the Main Lib. Sharing an architect with Quezon Hall, the Main Lib was designed by Filipino architect Juan Nakpil. It's actually named after Bienvenido Gonzalez, a former UP president. Since my college had its own well-equipped library, I only ever went to the Main Lib for its extensive Filipiniana section, but I do know a fair number of people who frequented this library. In general, most libraries in UP Diliman are not open to the public, but the Main Lib's exteriors are accessible to any visitors. However, do note that Gonzalez Hall is currently undergoing renovations. UP Diliman hosts 2 pair of twin buildings, and the first pair in this list is Melchor Hall and Palma Hall. Melchor Hall is the College of Engineering. Named after former Dean Alejandro Melchor, who was an engineer himself, this hall is home to a variety of engineering disciplines. Melchor Hall is a mirror image of Palma Hall, which can be found on the other side of the academic oval. The neoclassical design of both buildings allows natural light to illuminate its halls. But make no mistake, Melchor Hall does have its own charms aside from being Palma Hall's twin. You'll find 2 gigantic sundials on the building's premises. The first sundial followed the College of Engineering all the way from Padre Faura when the main campus was moved to QC. It's tucked away on the rear right side of the college along Apacible Street. The second sundial is a bit more visible, and to the general public, it may just look like a gigantic blue and yellow sandal. This is dubbed as the Centennial Sundial as it commemorates 100 years of the College of Engineering. It sits on the west lawn of Melchor Hall and blends the new with the old by using a motorized pointer to compensate for changes during the different seasons of the year. If you want to roll with the locals, never call this building Palma Hall. Most of the UP community calls it AS. AS is the home of the College of Social Sciences and Philosophy, but at one point it was known as the Arts and Sciences Building. Hence the nickname. Named after Rafael Palma, AS has quite the history. It was also the site where most of the UP student body and faculty, along with the president of the university, congregated to contest the militarization of the university in 1971 for the Diliman Commune. These buildings are also the starting or ending point for the many protests that have been mounted within the university. You will probably never encounter a student who has never stepped foot in AS. Even if you're not from CSSP, you will likely have at least one class that will be held in this building, as most general education classes are held here. I distinctly remember cramming for my exams in Philo 1 or Socsci 2 right outside the classroom as the class before me was already taking the said exam. Like Melchor Hall, the light streams in through the open balconies of the building, which totally adds to the nostalgic effect that this building has. It feels like being the main character of a movie when you walk these halls, never mind that you just got a 5, a 5, a failing grade for one of your exams. Benitez Hall sits along the same length of the academic oval as Palma Hall and is the twin building of Malcolm Hall. Named after Francisco Benitez, this hall is home to the College of Education, one of the oldest units in UP. It's known for producing top-notch teachers who've made an impact in classrooms across the Philippines. Designed by Filipino architect Juan Arellano, Benitez Hall is a mirror image of Malcolm Hall or the College of Law right across the Sunken Garden. The UP College of Education was actually the first institution in the Philippines to offer a doctorate in special education in the country. Aside from educational achievements, Benitez Hall might just be more famous for its urban legends. Readers of True Philippine Ghost Stories will know the story of the howling at Benitez Hall and the ghost with the red eyes. Give it a search before you visit Benitez Hall and let us know if it gave you a spook. Malcolm Hall is named after George Malcolm, the first dean of the College of Law. As the twin building of Benitez Hall, it essentially carries the same facade. The UP College of Law has a long-standing reputation of producing top-notch legal minds, with 49 bar top-notchers coming from the college since 1913. You'll find that many of the leading figures in Philippine politics are actually products of Malcolm Hall, such as presidents, chief justices, and senators. Even some prominent Filipina beauty queens are graduates of UP Law. That ends our Balikyapak tour, but mind you, we've still got a few items on this list. I'd argue that the Sunken Garden will actually interest you the most if you're not a member of the UP community. The Sunken Garden is the most prominent green space on campus. No one really knows why the Sunken Garden is sinking, but authorities suspect that it could be due to the campus waterway system, which goes along the sides of the Sunken Garden. I honestly can't say much about it because I've never really given its sunken nature a thought, except when I've had to walk back up to the Academic Oval at 3 a.m. after UP Fair. The Sunken Garden sees quite a few of the bigger social events of the community, such as concerts, which are often open to the public at a fee. On quieter days, you'll find people scattered around the Sunken Garden having picnics, playing frisbee, or even crying their heart out on one of the iconic red benches surrounding this area. And because I mentioned the Sunken Garden, I have to mention the UP Lagoon. Another green landmark, or should I say blue, in UP Diliman, the UP Lagoon is the only body of water in the campus. It used to cover a much bigger area than it does now. Today, the lagoon is mostly covered by water lilies, but it used to be home to mudfish, catfish, tilapia, ducks, and even flocks of sheep. Nowadays, it's much easier to access the UP Lagoon through the Tau Alpha Legacy Boardwalk. To be very honest with you all, this boardwalk surprised me because it was not there when I graduated in 2022. I actually used to fear rolling down into the grassy area near the lagoon when I had to walk along the Freshie Walk, which cuts between the Academic Oval. You could just imagine my surprise when I saw that there were now cobblestones in the middle of the Freshie Walk. Just like the Sunken Garden, people take advantage of the green space surrounding the lagoon and lay out their picnic blankets near this body of water. The Carillon Tower serves as a reminder of the university's values. Aside from its hourly tolling, the Carillon has rung and played music during various historical events, bearing witness to pressing issues our nation has faced. One instance close to our hearts would be the tolling of the Carillon's bells in support of press freedom when the cease and desist order against the ABS-CBN Corporation was given. Both Asta and I are graduates of the College of Mass Communication, so this was a touching moment for both of us. Interestingly enough, the Carillon Tower is the only structure in the university with an unofficial Twitter or X account. The account is currently restricted for some reason, but you may just be able to view some of its posts, which basically just narrate the tower's hourly activities. And there you have it, UP Diliman, where history, academia, and a little bit of chaos have meet cutes every single day along the Academic Oval. I'm pretty sure other UP students and alumni have much more to say about the campus, so feel free to sound off in the comments. For UP students out there, I hope this video piqued your interest about our amazing campus, and know that we've only covered such a small portion of UP Diliman in this video. Regardless, we hope that this makes your stay in UP a little less intimidating. In our next video, we'll be tackling things to do in the campus that the public in general can enjoy. As a public university, parts of UP Diliman are very much open to the public, and while we've tackled a few of them in this video, there's more where that came from, so stay tuned for our next video. Make sure to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you get notified when we have new videos. You can also check out our blog, philippinebeaches.org. You can also reach us through our social media pages. Just look up Philippine Beach List on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. The Philippines has thousands of islands. It's going to take a lifetime to visit each one. So we better get counting. Again, this is Hannah. Join me next time as we check another destination off our Philippine beach list. Bye!